believe in them, one day eventually they will even over deliver. They may not be they may not be delivering optimally right now, but eventually they will. Then, not being team oriented yourself. There are some people, you may be a leader, but you are a lone ranger. If you're a leader and you're a lone ranger, you're most likely going to be doing things all by yourself and not giving tasks to any other person. So you need to understand that the moment you become a leader, you cannot be a lone ranger anymore. Then, thinking that delegation wastes time. No, delegation does not waste time. Then, okay, team or office politics is what I wrote here, but sometimes there's church politics. And I tell my own people or anybody that I know around me, church politics, avoid it as much as possible. We are not in church to scheme and strategize. We're in church to make heaven. All right, so the last set of reasons why people don't delegate, focusing on personal. Let me move on from this. I'll share the slide. So 11 ways to delegate effectively. Number one, explain the task in the simplest possible language. Explain the task in the simplest possible language. Now, one of the things that we are seeing over time is that in communication, I studied communication, and there's something we call the communication model. We try an analogy. You call 10 people, tell the first person something, ask the person to pass it on to the next person. The person who heard it secondly should pass it on to the third person, and they should go on and on like that. Then go and ask the last person what the person had. The message has completely changed. Completely changed. Why is that? As soon as the message kept going on and on and on, it kept watering down. The key words, the key phrases, the key clauses kept changing. And by the time it gets to the last person, it's a different message, which tells you that when you need to delegate, delegate directly to the person executing. Delegate directly to who? The person executing. Avoid as much as possible middlemen. That way is a bit more, the communication is a bit more effective. Then delegate as a leader, as not as a boss. Delegate as a leader and not as a boss. You know the difference, right? When you delegate as a leader, the person responds to your instruction because they respect you personally. But when you delegate as a boss, they respond to that instruction because they are afraid of you. So they say, it's God that called him. Let's just respect the God that called him. But when you give them instructions and they willingly do it because they love you, you've sown into them, you've impacted them, and they will do more than you have even asked them to do. That's delegation as a leader. And just like John Maxwell will say, you know, touch a heart before you ask for a hand. So I know that there are people today, to the glory of God, without asking them to do anything, they're asking, what can we do for you? How can we help you? So be that kind of a person who delegates as a leader, not as a boss. Show the person you are delegating to why they are the best person to manage that task. Sometimes when you delegate to people and you tell them, this is the reason I'm asking you in particular to do this thing, it gives them a higher sense of responsibility. Do you understand what I'm saying? They say, you know, I could have given it to just any other person, but I'm giving it to you in particular because of this.